I am here, and Wit is there.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how it works, right?
Oh, yeah, we've never streamed from the same place before.
Indeed. Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Maybe.
But for right now, we are in our separate corners, isolated from the rest of the world, which is kind of how we like it.
Yeah,
And
honestly.
And we are going to start something new here tonight. Something called... Let's get a lock on you.
Broadcast News, the hit movie from the 90s that everybody liked a lot.
Yep. Waiting for it to come up. There it is. Here we go. I have absolutely no idea what to expect out of this.
Yeah, you haven't played this before. I hear it's Papers, Please, but for television.
I have seen just enough of this to know that it's got some comedy in it.
Our main headlines tonight.
Well, that's good for us.
I am going to keep this on full screen because that is the only way I'm going to get it to show fully on Discord. I was experimenting and things just don't work very well. Can I get to the volume mixer from here without fucking everything up? The answer is nope. Am I even going to be able to adjust the sound this way, or do I have to do it in-game? Oh, did it knock off?
It did.
Son of a bitch. I don't like that.
I think you made it angry.
Granted, it's not supreme and extreme piss-off like last week was, for those of you who caught it
No.
on Twitch. But
there's a...
certainly annoying nonetheless. Let me reestablish on Discord.
Yeah?
There's something going on here with the puppet hand.
Good evening.
Do you mean anatomically?
Well, no, I mean like the fact that the show controller is being strung puppeted. Anyway.
Well, yeah, it's the metaphor of the game.
Anyway, let's get to this.
What a wild ride this has been.
That's us.
Well, that's a very blunt question.
But France is lying to you.
Oh, I don't know. I would say normal or slightly easy.
I kinda... I'm more interested in the story than skill. So I'm hoping all of the skill levels are the same.
Oh, you mean story-wise? Probably.
Non-broadcast mechanics are off. Experience the story without the stress. I don't exactly want that.
I would say intern.
Yeah, I'm gonna go intern. So what's happening?
That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Well, that's fucking ominous.
I'm going to do something with the in-game volume as soon as I can.
Ah, you get to do your own bleeps. If only we had one of those in real life.
Yeah.
I guess you should pick up the phone?
There are more important things to be done here real quick.
Oh, right.
We'll keep the subtitles on for anybody out there who needs them. Let's see how we do at a master of 80. And back to it.
And all your buttons squared away?
Let's find out.
Anything you find objectionable in there?
Not so far. Alright, so vision mix 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess is their way of saying camera. Sound mixes are function keys 1 through 4. Good, okay. Sensor button is space. Advertisements are ZXC. Interference adjust is left alt. That's okay. I'm not sure what I would need these for yet, but I'll map them anyway. Let's go with Jason and do T, G, F, H. Archive playback. I mean, I can just use the mouse for that, I think. I don't need to worry about that. Snuggle wax,
Wouldn't know.
snuggle button, and fan switch.
You're brave for mapping things before you even know what they do. Especially
Snuggle,
for stuff that I've never heard of before.
snuggle whack, snuggle button, fan switch.
Now you're just making shit up. If I didn't see it in front of me, I'd think you were like...
I don't have a fucking clue.
But you know what button you want it to be?
Yeah, this is how I always do it. Anything that looks important on a mapping, I set it. Even if I don't know what the fuck it does, I can always remap it later after I fail miserably. Because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So, let's make sure that's stuck. It appears that it did. And let's get to it.
Please, I'm begging you, answer the phone.
Hi, David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. All right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're going to have to run the news tonight. Now, don't worry. It's not hard, and I'm going to stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down. Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the 4 small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left. Don't worry.
Also known as 1, 2, 3, and 4 on your keyboard, if I remember.
Now, have a look to your left. These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again. You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain... Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk. You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts.
So complicated.
Pick any 3 and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again.
That's followed at 8 p.m. by award-winning documentary series The Shape of Man, which tonight looks at the history of the knee-length sock and its importance during the Great Blackouts of 1870.
You should be getting a signal from the studio soon.
At 9 p.m., sit back and relax with multiple award-winning movie The Freedom.
When you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know, seafood makes me go out and pustules.
Yeah, I thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. It's how I show love.
It's the National Weather Report.
You persist. Going 5, 4.
But now, it's time to join Jeremy Donaldson.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay, we're all good. Next thing is
cool.
having to throw to the news titles on screen too. There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market. Top chat. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsleeves wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic...
Right. Button 2 in 3, 2, 1. Lovely, mate. Next thing is to throw back to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes.
So interesting, but I feel bad talking over it because it's so acted.
It's alright, this is the tutorial, it doesn't matter.
Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Lovely, mate.
But first, the votes are in and it's a decisive win for Advance.
Often get a bit of interference around this time, mate. Keep your eye on the machine at the bottom right. Use that slider that's flashing or your scroll wheel to move the wave up and down, keeping the green bit in the white bit.
But critics have accused him of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly. However, former Home Secretary...
Great, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play
There's so much to
ad
remember.
buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye on the clock.
To hear the co-leader's acceptance speech.
And 3,
3.
2, 1, advert.
1 minute back, everybody.
Jeremy, I need you to fill after the ads.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Oh, I thought you were asking about the election. Personally, I wouldn't try to confuse him with any big words.
Wanker
That's the same policy we use with you.
I thought that was our little secret.
It's all right, he doesn't remember anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
Love you too.
Yeah.
Wicked, we made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multicam sequence because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long, 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules.
This game must have had so much work put into it.
As it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
We're coming back from the break. Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much.
10 seconds, everybody. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first
Get
off,
ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything
Well
from
done.
Shakespeare
Right,
to
Very brisk.
Blunderclatch on screen 3 when she says his
joined
name.
today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Your latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The Medicated? Yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the Rat, that's Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction. Lovely. Now back to Thunder Twat.
I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Wow, That is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. I remember that.
For the rolling the R's.
Of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, giving, suffering for one's own.
This is so well acted.
I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire, the little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult.
This is so British, too.
I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
Sorry, I said fuck.
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated, which opens next week.
Right, they've swapped the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
Cool, looks like Blunderclatch is losing it in the studio, but we ain't got time for that. There's more interference coming. It's a bit trickier this time, mate. Use that little flashing joystick to the left of the knob, or hold down your middle mouse or Alt on your keyboard, and as the frequency changes, match it to the white bit by dragging right.
You think I don't know that?
Now we're going to squash the frequency back by dragging left.
No, Liz, we mustn't. Think of Carol.
That's Dr. Lance to you, Miss Flanagan.
Jubbly, mate.
For you, baby.
Next, we're going to change the amplitude. Same as last time. Little joystick or hold Alt or middle mouse, and this time, push upwards.
You told me, but I didn't listen.
Doctor,
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
you need to see this.
No, it's all
Right, now let's match it back by going downwards.
Riveted by this awful movie clip.
The sterility. This formula, this is the key.
Stop it all.
Bloody perfect, mate.
We have to ask ourselves.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
Incredible. I was not paying attention at all to the stuff you were doing.
Explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen here is about 2 seconds behind the master screen here. When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the spacebar on your keyboard for as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you gotta do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple.
Ah, they made it so easy.
By eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a
All
little
my
bit
years
below
doing
the
sound
master
has
screen.
led me to
Let's set it
this.
now.
You're ready. You're ready to ignore the mics that aren't on stage
As you turn it up, you'll hear the
and
advert
still have
getting
to listen to
louder.
them.
Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down. Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late. You can use the number buttons on your keyboard, 1 to 4.
Seriously, Padworth.
I'm also really enjoying the commercial.
What do you think so far?
Welcome back. I'm told we can now go live.
I'm glad I'm not the one playing. And I also don't want to miss anything because I find this also interesting.
Oh shit, he's pissed.
Shall I start?
Go for it, Pat.
Okay. Well, thank you all for coming. Well, where do I start? What a day.
They said we couldn't do
They
it.
certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying, southern bastard trick they had against us. But you, the people, you saw right through their shite.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. Makes me coarser than a granny's fanny.
Oh my god.
But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party is what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know this sort of probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So, all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide.
This is very British because in England they call private schools public schools. A thing I've never understood.
Before the election, that's fine. But first, you're gonna pay up. You're gonna pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats.
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise.
So they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been. In the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again. Just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that beat out to you in time. If not, someone's going to be in trouble.
Did you catch what I believed?
Yes, I did.
That's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
Right, looks like you've got it now. Thanks for all the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate. Good luck.
What? What?
Boring politics then?
Is this some weird fever dream? Am I dying now or something?
You should be so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Not going for a drink?
No, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
Challenge room.
Hmm.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. But I kind of want to see the rest of this ad.
Oh, okay.
Instant reward.
Yeah.
Jesus. Alright, what do you think? Is this a keeper until we see the end of the game?
I don't know about end of the game. I'm interested to see... Jesus Christ.
You're not, are you?
Yeah, I was under the impression that there would be more political revolution, so I'm interested to see how it evolves.
I mean, there may be. This was only night 1.
True.
Well, even I'm going to go to the end, even if I have to do it alone. I think it's that good, and I'm
definitely in for tonight. I'm just afraid of commitment.
It's 3 pages. This first page shows you how well the broadcast went. Each sequence
Well,
got an overall grade.
I mean, E was deliberate because I was experimenting.
If you want to know more about how it went, select more info. If not, select continue to move to the next page.
I want to know.
Yeah, what more do they give you?
Section for when you really want to understand what happened during the show. You got a graph there showing you what the audience did. They're a fickle fucking bunch. And of course you can really drill into the details if you want to get better at making TV. I never came here.
What did you do in the first sequence to do so badly?
Severe experimentation.
Didn't seem that bad to me, but I was
getting frisky with the censor button before the tutorial.
Oh. I see.
I mean, I am absolutely capable of A+ing the entire game. I think this was very easy to
Certainly
follow.
on this difficulty level, if this is all it's going to be.
Yeah. I mean, I've had experience doing broadcast stuff at my church, so this isn't entirely off that base. So I'm pretty sure I can do this. Anyway.
This is the important page. It tells you how much you're going to get paid and how much. The bottom shows you the financial state of our main advertisers. But you don't own any fucking shares. You're a cleaner, for God's sake. So why would you care?
Yeah.
This is the last page, and it tells you the state of the world. Tells you how well the government's doing, and down the bottom there, this one's important. Tells you what Channel 1 currently thinks of you. In other words, what the boss thinks.
Okay.
Alright, mate. Welcome to the archive. This is where you can have a quick look back at what you've done and how it looked to the public.
I don't give a shit about this.
Yeah,
Splashes and adverts. Let's start with broadcast. Click on it now.
Is there going to be a reason why we have to get it all again?
I don't think so.
Loading, you can use the rewind and the fast forward at the bottom there to help you get to the bit you want to see.
In a few moments, we'll be going live to tonight's National Nightly News.
Well, at least show me the part where you were being frisky with the audio. Oh my god, how much extra do they give us?
CEO's global mega corporation Remington's Fist buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market. Top chap. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Hams leaves, winning Sports Personality of the Year.
Okay.
And a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance Headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic victory. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Alright, that was pretty silly. Well timed.
Thank you. And I had to do that without benefit of the red bar, because it wasn't an actual cuss.
Right, click on rushes and let's have a look at those. This is the rushes room. It's pretty simple. The 4 screens you can see, they're going to show you the 4 signals you got from the studio during the actual broadcast. Difference is you can mute any combination of them, so you can have a listen to the stuff you weren't allowed to show. Select the broadcast and give it a go.
Oh, interesting.
The backstage secrets.
These aren't my cards.
Okay, that has potential to be interesting. I bet there's like some fun extra stuff if you were really interested in seeing everything there was to see.
I get enough of this on the broadcast, I think.
Alright. I wonder if there will be a murder, and we have to solve it.
I hope there's a personal story here. Oh.
What happened? What happened?
The team wants to know you.
Uh-oh.
Huh.
I'm sure everything's fine. Oh, I don't know. Whose answers do you want?
I'm happy with yours.
Do you want the truth?
Sure.
Somewhere between... it's probably number 1.
You think number 1?
Yeah, I mean, you get it out of the way, and then you can, like, get to learning more about the place.
Yeah, sure.
To figure out what your day is going to really look like. But you have to say hi first.
I'll go with that.
Ooh. I would recommend the colleague report it. That would be my first step. Oh. That's impossible.
In the meantime, I'm eating my 9th taco of the day.
Jesus Christ, Alpha, why?
One of my coworkers went to Taco Bell. I decided to pay him for a soft taco party pack.
Are you at least spacing them out? I know they're little. I know Taco Bell tacos are very small.
I am now. The first 8 went during lunch. It's that saying appetite in me.
Just be careful. I would probably stay late for the first one and then be prepared to possibly jump ship.
So stay late?
The first time, yeah. Oh, this is an interesting question. Did they mean my actual job? Because, I would say that I'm washing my hair that day.
Okay.
I guess it depends on what is actually, like, we had a Christmas party that fucking ruled, because we had it, like, at a very fancy restaurant, and I'm sure it cost the earth, because they've never done that again, and now they have it at the owner's dad's house, and that just feels an awful lot like going to work.
Right.
So I skipped those. I went once, and I, like, sat by myself and spoke to no one, which is pretty impressive, because there was only about 10 people there. long success we're here, about to retire.
I think it's cute that you expect to retire in this lifetime, but anyway.
Yeah, not in this economy. I don't know list achievements, but I would say good memories.
Is that enough to say one?
Yeah. I don't know, it depends on whether or not I wanted to, like, burn the place to the ground, but I doubt it. Spare time. Well, I certainly don't have kids, and I certainly don't play sports. I have attended a political rally, but I don't do it a lot, so I guess it's number 1. Oh, Number 1 or number 4? I hate theme parks. Because I don't like fun, if I can avoid it.
I never understood that, I just kind of accepted it.
Well, when I say I don't like fun, what I mean is I don't enjoy most of the things that people tend to find fun.
Oh, neither do I.
So it's one of the easier ways to the shorthand for it is pretty much anything that is popularly enjoyable, I don't care for.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't either. So
I don't like... Because I don't like G-Forces. I don't like pretty much any theme park ride.
Right.
If I go, I usually am stuff holder. Wow. So I'll wait online. I will walk over the roller coaster to get to the exit line, and I'll hold everybody's stuff while they ride.
Right.
And I'll wait online so I can hang out with the people I went with.
Right.
I don't much care for the beach. So the tropical island paradise is kind of a coin flip if there are other non-beach activities. So it's probably number 1.
Okay.
Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus.
Wow, we're getting somewhere, huh?
Jesus. Christ. This question is impossible. Because I feel I am famous for my moodiness. I feel different ways at different times.
Let's go with right now.
Fuck me. Well...
So you have somebody to accomplish that with, I know.
Haha. I think if you say happy, you kind of thread all of the needles. Because arguably someone would not be happy if they were not safe or free or equal. Those would be things to cause dissatisfaction. So if you say happy, the argument is that all of those things are being taken care of.
Happiness is the truth.
Because all of the other ones have, like, real seesaw-style drawbacks. So, are we just, like, being normal on the other days? Or do we only work certain days a week?
Well, we're up to day 6.
There's days that are just uneventful?
Well, we're up to day 6 and we have only done 1 broadcast.
Yeah, are broadcasts going by that we, the player, don't get to see, or are we not doing broadcasting?
Unknown as of
on those
yet.
nights? Coffee cup. Okay.
Now, I'm curious, is Sam a guy or a girl or something in between?
I bet it's intentionally ambiguous.
Oh, Volty, nice of you to join us tonight.
Who? What?
A viewer who usually watches the Chibi streams.
Oh. Well, hello. I am Wit, so not Chibi. So if you want to go, that's fine.
Wit is my...
Our show is... Our show is terrible, so you probably shouldn't watch it.
While that is true, Wit is actually my first stream ever here. Did it with her, and that was precipitated by a conversation we had a few days prior about Busy Town on DOS. And from there, it kind of snowballed into the lot of trash it is now, so.
I got the feeling that you were going to stream regardless. I believe you were the one who brought it up. But I'm glad I could do it with you.
It was a thought, but our conversation really kicked it down the hill.
Oh, well, that's the most violent aphorism I've ever heard. We shouldn't have done that. It sounded like it probably hurt a lot.
No, to my knowledge, there is no ire to a chibi.
Well,
You don't dislike chibi, do you?
who, me?
Yeah.
No, Chibi rules.
Okay,
I
there you
wish
go.
I got to hang out with her more often. Our schedules just, like, do not line up, because she has to go to bed at 6 p.m. or whatever it is.
Yeah, close enough. Everything has been gender neutral so far. Spouse, sibling.
It rules.
So
What
I
was...
know
Do
nothing.
you remember what our name was?
Don't know.
I've already forgotten. I know it was listed. It's probably Alex. It's always Alex.
You came for the nude, or the lewd? Yeah, Mom goes tomorrow night. Alex, that's it.
I knew it! I knew it. The gender neutralist name of them all.
All gender neutral.
In my head, we're all NBs. Are you okay? Should I go get Sam? Because they seem upset. The Assets and Wealth Act. I literally work in news, Chris.
Is that what we say?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's funny. Well,
Oh dear.
they say you want a revolution. Well, you know. And that's it. We've just gotten sued.
Yep. Oops. Oops.
We are being sued by Michael Jackson's estate because he owns a whole bunch of the Beatles catalog.
You made love to a mouse. I think we're okay.
I thought it was a rat, and we have no evidence that he slept with the rat.
Close enough. There's a song that brings us close enough. But anyway.
Yeah. What exactly is he asking for? They.
What exactly
I
is
have-
it you need? Is that the one we're after?
Yeah. Absolutely not.
So
Under no circumstances do you lend out your passport.
hard. So hard B.
Hard no. I would like to know if my sibling-in-law has been so rich this time that they need to worry about their assets getting seized. What's in it for me? I hope I've gotten some bomb-ass Christmas presents.
Are we going to go with the thing that best accomplishes that?
I don't know. This is weird. I'm having a little trouble immersing myself in this because it's so outlandish.
It is. It is a game after all.
And the other problem is, unless like the person being targeted has like a net worth of, you know, $10,000 or less, like,
10 million.
yeah,
Sure.
maybe you deserve it, dude.
So what's our answer?
This doesn't sound that bad to me. I guess I would need more specifics. Surely there's another way. This can't be that serious. Give Give me your bank statements. I need your bank history before I decide whether or not you deserve them.
Unfortunately, we're not going to get that.
I know. I don't know. What do you think?
What do I think?
Yes, I can't.
I think this is a work of fiction, and being that it is fiction and not reality, I'm crazy.
Okay. I guess it's not Undertale. They're not gonna punish us for not sticking with the Luda narrative. I think.
So do we go with my crazy or your comparative?
Yeah, I'll check out a layer and
All
try
right.
not to take this so seriously. I'm getting myself all worked up. Yeah, no, tell your spouse everything. Chris is downstairs. They're leaving the country and they need my passport to do it. What? Apparently.
We're gonna keep rolling with this, or are we going to? Or are we
yeah.
gonna?
Let's keep going. Although, even our spouse is super blasé. Like, oh, it's just an overreaction. They can flee the country with your passport, and it'll all blow over.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is not the kind of thing that blows over. But yeah, okay.
Kids.
Sure.
Kids, don't do this at home.
This is. Listen, there may come a time where you need to flee the country. And maybe this is that serious, but I just don't think there's sufficient evidence. Besides, why am I not fleeing the country? Maybe I want my passport.
True. Alright. Well, that gave us an achievement.
What is the achievement called?
Family loyalty. Or something like that.
Okay, this is a mistake. This is all a mistake. Cool, let's go back to bed, I guess.
I say it gives 3 days until we get a knock on the door.
Or the consequence is in several like days or weeks, we will decide we want to flee the country, and now we can't because we just gave our passport away to our sibling-in-law.
Day 8, the fallout. What?
Le fun. Oh yeah.
Let's get set up and get on with it, eh? So I can get back to my guests. First of all, let's get the power on. You need to get at least the bottom 4 plugs on.
At least? What does that mean?
The adverts. You might want to have a bit of a think about it. Your decisions have consequences, don't they?
Nonsense.
Oh boy.
Right, you can see they finally got the old headline system up and working again, and the vision mixer's already in headline mode because headlines always come at the start. It's really simple, mate. These 2 buttons at the bottom of the vision mixer, you can see they now have A and B on them, and then you pick image A on the left bottom screen here, or image B on the right bottom screen here. It's really simple. This little clock here will count down the number of seconds you have to make your decision. Now you're in auto headline mode, so if you don't bother to pick a photo before that clock runs out, the machine's just going to pick one at random for you. I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So like with the adverts, choose carefully.
Good luck, mate. I don't understand that. I'm sure I'll feel better with examples.
That's the bastard.
Yeah, I wouldn't get one of those. My friend Janet says theirs gets really hot.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that mistrusts the moon. 10 seconds, everybody!
Not the best source of consumer advice, then.
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a
you're choosing, right? I don't have the reaction time for this.
In a state of panic and unfavorable rumblings already heard from overseas, I'll be asking my guess whether Advance can deliver on even a fraction of their manifesto promises. Out with the old, Remington's fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who, at the tender age of 23, becomes the youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington has always impressed. She was top of her class at university and graduated with the highest honours, immediately being asked back to lecture. The markets have responded favourably to Sophia's appointment, with stocks rising 30 points in light of the announcement. In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehugs. Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborgen-Horgensen
I know what I should
have
do.
today set off to explore Dante's taint. The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flower technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains. This is, of course, only the latest in a series of successful expeditions for this unlikely pairing. In a joint statement about the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together like we always have." Playing the field, rumours abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs. The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported by this very programme. Johnny is seen here with socialite and performance artiste Tiffany Lamore, whose recent show, Snatched Inside My Snatch, has kept her firmly in the public eye. Could romance be on the cards for these two budding A-listers? And Griever's bodily charm. With Advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With more and more people saying they're scared to walk the streets alone at night, could this be exactly the right time for Advance's new approach? All that and mega more for the group of young actors who are already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Oh.
Is that bad? What happened?
The modulation.
Yeah, I missed that one. I'm leaving that to you because I fully didn't understand that part.
All I have to do is follow this. Okay, we're good.
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan?
It's all in my book. Alan James is right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd, ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most disruptive threat that the world powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't
And
what
this
I-
will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking
Man, it's
millions of deaths.
unhinged.
We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, we'll be laughing then.
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is that these are the same people. Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a little circus act to keep us from seeing the tyrant behind the curtain.
That's where you're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilise, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only
This uses the same 5 fingers as Surgeon
Advance
Sim,
now
but it's
have
a
historic
lot more
budgetary
straightforward and a
surplus,
lot
as
better
well as
done.
properly funding our public services, they're already
Still don't know why that didn't work
unprecedented amounts
well
into
for you.
scientific
It's
research
a
in the
fucking
arts.
shame.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates. Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong, I want to see these changes.
Turning the
totally
frogs
sustainable.
gay.
If France lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
I'm surprised you made that reference
They've got us
yourself.
sat here talking about their puppet show.
It's a fascinating
Quickly, Alan. What does the future look like to you?
Bleak
occurrence.
space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
No, of course.
It even filtered
We
its
might
way
be
down
on
to
the
me.
eve of brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act. That's all coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
1 minute back.
You know, I think
I got an achievement called Consequences.
I hope so too, Jeremy.
How much are you being paid by them?
You're
then?
playing Mr. Smugglehugs.
I've
Yeah.
never heard so much shit in my life.
Well, we'll see who's full of shit, won't we?
Alan, I can explain it to you, but unfortunately, I can't understand it for you.
Well, I don't know what she meant by that.
Absolutely fucking flying, I tell you. How's it going, actually? Fuck it, I don't care. I hate the fucking news. Oh, bloody hell, I love this tune, though. All right, mate, see you later. Bye.
I'm just saying I'll do what I can, that's all.
Oh shit, you will. She's good. You know she is.
I've said I put a word in, that's all I can do.
10 seconds, everybody. His little Jakey's scared of the big bad country with water.
If that sticks, I'll destroy
5,
you.
4, 3.
Welcome back. In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law
7
and order in
minutes.
our country. Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. To make the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desks.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problem. We need more support from ministers. What are you doing? We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving, Greg.
Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Just hang on. The problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes.
What?
Talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
No. Well, the affairs of the Justice
Incredible.
Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving him?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next time,
Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector. Yeah, okay.
I believe you, Ellen. I would have expected this from your sister, but
not with the system, Bob.
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I'm sure we all long for a return to the days when you could safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without being terrorised by some thug with a knife or kosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've diluted our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't have banned hanging.
And to what do you attribute this moral decay?
Foreigners, gays and gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible.
Oh.
Leviticus clearly states that... Oh, bugger, hang on a moment. Jeremy, your bloody gimp's escaped. Delia, could you give me a little help, please? As I was saying, Jesus didn't like me.
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy.
I'm trying really hard to focus and I can't.
In your box, Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
I'm sorry, darling. I was saying the
God damn it.
I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in front?
Oh, Clive, you know it's Wednesday. Can't you go back in your gimp space?
And whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people of
Darling,
this...
where's the padlock?
Oh, hold on just a moment.
Oh, Clive, this simply won't do. Naughty, naughty, naughty boy. Mummy said...
Clive, I am not having this again.
Mummy, get back in your gimp space.
Aye.
You beast, Clive.
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else.
People able to do this with a straight face.
We don't end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs.
Bob Hill there, really locking down the police's position on morality for us.
In you are. Good boy.
Look, I spoke...
Interrupted. It's time to get to the heart of the matter.
Hey!
He says the hall is absolutely fine for Sunday.
After serving 3 years for aggravated assault, burglary, and menacing a swamp. To talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not doing that. Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony. Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalization, as you can imagine. And obviously, Titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up a another there, Tony.
Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to get back to that party as soon as possible. Let's now ask you this. Do you feel the time spent in prison
What a
helped
mess.
rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank Tony! I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez.
Open!
Yeah, I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, Little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
Stupid.
This one's, yeah?
Yep.
1 sec, love. Titwank Tony's on the news. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. It's just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
Open!
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this now?
You are joking. Chrissy Freebollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh. Not now, fellas. I'm on the news.
Unbelievable.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
The little boy.
Oh, I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here. Jesus.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal
No
there, Tony.
fucking way. Let's believe that.
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes? Tony? Tony, I mean, you were literally away for 2 seconds. How does this happen, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought there a little. Hopefully you...
Unbelievable.
About... complex issues around law and order. After the break, Megan. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back.
Wow.
In this next section, there's a bit of music.
Oh my god.
You can see the result on the vision mixer, and the public will love that. Don't worry if you don't, though. You won't get punished for it or nothing. Just try and stay in the groove. Also, one last tip. When the music starts, turn down the broadcast volume. Right, enjoy the music bit. God, I love music. God, I'm so pissed. I think I might go and throw up in a bit.
I'm sure he's on his way. Come on, it's welcome back. How hard can it be? This is on you. 10 seconds, everybody. We're gonna open on Megan. Camera 2. It's going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome's Black. I'm Megan Wolfe, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College who today received a grant from Advance to take their play, Hey, Friendship, on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest. I'm the older, more popular one. I'm joking.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
These
But
are
she'd been laid off
adults.
due to budget cuts. Fortunately, I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew the ropes, as it were.
Oh, right, yes, but you're the maths teacher, aren't you?
Yes, that's me, Jeff Algebra, maths teacher.
Maths is really important.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest art forms in history, Aristotle. I just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and
These are all
powerful thing.
adult.
We touch our
Yep.
audiences, and they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra,
It's supposed
there's
to be
really only
like-
one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
We just want to bring a bit of song and joy into people's lives.
And teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
That's right. To put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her character doesn't actually have a name, yeah, because in a way she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe she's you at home, or like, maybe she's you, Megan.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Put it in, coach.
Yes, thanks, Steve.
This is a mess.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it. That's it, that way. So, Jeff, when did you first hear about the grants?
2 days ago. A letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
Wow, how did you react?
I also threw it in the bin. But then, Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny, because Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not very political. I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic, mainly. But we did used to watch that.
What?
Wow.
Back in the day.
Oh, wait a minute.
Why not?
Ooh.
Let's have a go with this whole democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we bally well are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant.
So, let's have a look at a short section of Hey, Friendship.
Dear Diary, I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears. Tears. Another day of fears. But still I walk the corridors alone. Alone. Dreading what might be around every corner. What's around the corner? What's around the corner?
Jesus Christ. This is hard to watch.
Hi, Gary. Oh,
heavens, no!
Do you know how much harder it is to try and control?
Going somewhere, little
This reminds me a tiny bit of the game Night Trap.
Ooh, is this something else we ought to do?
I mean, it had its remake. The main sin of Night Trap is that they had these, like, really deeply acted and hilariously 80s full-motion video segments, but you weren't supposed to watch them. You were supposed to make sure that none of the guys, like, creeping around the house, like, were able to, like, you're supposed to, like, dispose of them with traps and stuff. So there would be, and if you just like sat and watched all of like the full motion video stuff, the characters would die because you weren't stopping the bad men. You at least get to have an eye on all of the interesting things going on.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. These are my two new friends. Vanessa is captain of the netball team. Yeah. And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah. But I can't fight all three of you, and I don't have any friends of my own.
Take a look at me. Take a little look at my face. I could be you. She could be you. And you could be me. Or you could be me.
I was wondering if they were actually singing, and now I know that they're not.
Hey, listen up, I won't take no crap.
Oh no.
Who said middle class girls can't rap? I ain't afraid of your cruel lads. I'm a mother loving rebel, but I still love maths.
Oh jeez. I fully don't know how any of these people kept a straight face.
Many takes, I'm sure.
Yeah, you just have to fully desensitize.
And I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist. I grew up on a council estate. The park was hip, but the flats weren't great. My dad used to come home drunk and late, and he'd hit my mum for dinner. He had to wait. Where's my dinner?
Oh no.
Oh my.
Where's my dinner?
No, don't show this.
Don't make me ask you again.
Hitting women is wrong.
I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate. Life's pretty hard on a council estate. Life's pretty hard on a council estate.
This is so British.
Hard on a council estate. Life's pretty hard on a council estate. Life's pretty hard on a council estate. Life's pretty hard on a council estate.
Oh my god.
Hard on a council estate.
Life can be peachy keen.
Yeah.
If you work as a team.
Just work as a team.
It's your choice to be me.
It's my choice.
So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Friendship!
Yes!
Well, thankfully that's all we have time for tonight on the National Nightly News. Join us tomorrow night for all the headlines from across the country. My name's Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
And we're out.
Oh, that was brilliant!
What the literal fuck was that?
I believe that was art.
I believe I've got a 14-inch cock, but doesn't make it so.
I just simply believe without an adequate paycheck.
Oh, someone please get these twats out of my studio.
Ah.
Wow.
What did we just watch?
Is it gonna be able to heighten like that every time? Because Jesus, they threw so much into that.
I honestly don't know. The greatest difficulty I'm having is not actually playing the game. It's trying to focus past what I'm seeing.
I think that's part of the challenge. I think that is the gameplay.
But all of that aside, what do you think of my timing?
Nearly, sabotagingly funny.
Nearly?
I mean, there were some cuts that, like, a lot of the, like, silly play was fairly well edited. Sensical. And then you started showing reaction images of Jeremy, which you 100% should not have done.
I probably shouldn't have done from a professional standpoint. I absolutely fucking should have for comedy.
From a comedy standpoint, that was extremely funny, and I'm glad they gave you the option.
Yeah, I'm just as C as you are, Volty, but are you enjoying it at least? A small bonus. That's good. Well, the boss likes me.
Like the government, and your boss likes you. Does your boss even still know that it's you, or do they think Dave is still doing it? Has anybody told them?
Oh, I don't know. Well, seems like we're all having fun here, so... I'm not entirely sure I'm interested in doing challenges. But I am fucking enjoying this
What on
story.
earth could you win? I don't... What could they give you? What could this game give you that you need?
I have no idea. Oh, what about that passport bit?
Yeah.
A whole week?
Do we only work once a week?
I mean, maybe.
Oh, that's adorable.
That's nice.
Oh. That's funny. Not all opera is pretentious.
Well, we have what appears to be a big choice to make.
I don't know anything about parenting. Charlie is 14?
Yeah.
On a school night.
Yeah.
I think I would let him stay and talk to him about it tomorrow.
So say trust.
Yeah. I mean, don't say that. Don't ever say what's the worst that could happen. Why? No, don't. I have to have a talk with the writers. You can't do that. Yeah, your kid's dead now, isn't he? Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
Is he dead or what? Yeah. There's a dead kid. I'm out of here. Oh, wait a minute. What happened? You can't do this to me.
That's a long fucking time.
Wait a minute. What? How does that resolve?
Shit.
So, do we still not have it?
If we get this ending of the game, I'm just gonna stop right here and watch the fucking thing. Uh-huh.
Well, hang on.
Oh.
Did they say there were consequences for not being a part of it, or you couldn't?
They did not, no.
So, they either can't give us money. Oh, this is fucking dramatic. Your dead dad?
I guess.
So, if you had it, I wonder, would you, like, have gotten money back?
I don't know.
Make a toast, I guess?
Do you remember how old? Do you remember how old Susie is?
19, I think?
That is right.
She's gonna ask for a car or something.
This answer right here, I feel like, sets the tone for the rest of the conversation.
I would probably laugh. Oh, I didn't know she lived with us now. Interesting. I don't know if we could do all, maybe some. There's gotta be a compromise.
There's no middle ground here.
Yeah.
What do we do?
I just don't think we can afford it. I don't think that's money we have.
We're gonna say A?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. I'm trying. I'm getting too into this again. I'm trying to, like, step back.
Are you attempting to put yourself and Kuro into this?
Not Kuro. I'm trying to think of, like, how I would feel, and I have too many, like, side questions of, like, how involved is my spouse in keeping track of the finances?
You are being much too reasonable.
Right. So I was the reason I was pausing there is I was trying to step back again, and to stop asking those questions. I don't know. What is your instinct?
What do you think?
I actually could make an argument for that. I wouldn't be surprised if you said either of the questions.
I'm going off the deep end if it's being left up to me.
Which end is the deep end to you? Like, let's
dumping money we ain't got.
Yeah. Okay.
So are you leaving this to me?
Yeah.
Off the ravine.
Everything could be fine.
Happy holidays.
Oh.
Why are we going so long without a newscast here?
Yeah, I imagine that, like, they only show you the memorable ones, I guess.
Oh my god. We went down further.
Oh boy.
The answering machine.
Oh gosh, okay. Oh no! Jeez. Well, we have to. We definitely need this job because we gave all our money to our daughter.
Okay, so the time is currently 9:20. What do we do?
Do you not want to go until 10?
Oh, I don't care. I'm going entirely on what you think of this and how far we're gonna invest.
Oh, we can do the full 2 hours.
Okay.
And
You want to do another broadcast then?
Yeah, if that is where this is headed. I know, we'll go until 10. Whatever comes first.
Alright. What are you, so you're thinking go for work or go for romance?
You gotta go to work. You're an adult, you have to go to work.
Okay.
That is very kind of our spouse.
Which means day 73, well... What?
We don't even know if our kid is dead.
Now, just a minute. Hold it. Whoa. Why don't I get to...
Oh, you wanted to celebrate your anniversary? Wink,
Unless
wink,
I-
nudge, nudge.
Oh, wait. I forgot. I'm only a janitor. Oh, boy.
Oh boy. I need to know so much more about this before I make that decision.
Now you know who Advance is.
Yes.
Yeah. That's all we're getting.
This is bullshit. I can't expect you... This is not how anything works. Nobody ever make decisions like this. This is infuriating.
I mean, I guess it lends itself to fiction.
It's... barely, I guess. If they're trying to get me immersed, I am not immersed. Yeah, sure, sign your kid away to the Nazi youth or whatever.
Okay.
At least he's alive. I didn't know that he survived his fucking school trip thing.
Oh, look, another famous last word sentence.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this is... This is not how anything works.
Uh-oh. The music is
Interesting.
the music is super foreboding.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm trying to think, if I got a chance to see Alex Jones for free, would I go?
I mean, do you think that's what they were going for with this name?
Oh, 100%. And the belief juice in the water, that's...
You know what Silver would have to say to all this. I'm so
Silver-
sad he's not here.
Yeah, Silver, like, follows political,
Bullshit.
conservatives, and, like, the crazy ones, too, mostly just to keep tabs on them so he knows what's going on in the world. And I allow him to take care of that sort of thing for me, so I don't have to pay any attention to it. He'll
Wise-
let me know if something interesting has happened.
Wise decision.
He would 100% go, in a heartbeat.
Well, what would you do? That's what we're looking for here.
I think it would be more damaging for there to be empty seats in the auditorium than for me to be in there and, like, not a part of it. Because I'm also too polite to, like, boo.
So
Because
you're
also you would just get escorted out.
So you're saying asses to seats?
So I wouldn't go.
You would not go.
But we're playing this game with no regard for consequences, so yeah, of course you have to go.
So we're going?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright.
Right. Yeah, all those people believe him. It's the worst.
Middle of the road achievement.
Okay, what do they want now? Ooh.
Oh boy.
That's risky.
I definitely don't like this style of government. Not that I like
Yeah.
any, but this is just dangerous.
I would argue that this might be too far. I honestly didn't have the biggest... This shows you how wildly liberal I am. I didn't have the biggest problem with the wealth redistribution. I don't think it's feasible. I think that's like way too much red tape to actually do in the real world. But I'm not against the idea. This is skirting up to the line of like, this might not be okay for me.
Yeah, and this is a lot less news broadcast than I was hoping for, and a lot more political than I was hoping for. So I'm
Yeah,
thinking
did
I
you
may
not
just...
know? That's what this game is like, Papers, Please, but with the news.
I tried
so
to not.
political.
I tried to not know as much as possible because I wanted to be surprised by what was going down too.
Then you might want to call it after this session because it's going to get extremely political.
Well, in that case, I'll probably honestly just watch it and forget the 40 gigabytes again.
Yeah, it's apparently you said it was huge. How long did it take?
Like 10 minutes.
Wow.
I mean,
That's very impressive.
Yeah, that's the one thing I try to keep is a good connection. It helps, at least for the show to stay up.
Yeah, I worry my connection's not quite strong enough. I definitely suffer some bitrate issues, but...
Yeah, so I think I'm just going to add this to my watch list after this session, but we're going to go as far as we can, 10. Or 10, and whatever comes first.
I wonder if this choice really matters. It just means, like, which commercials you'll want to play is the one that you have a share in. So I guess pick whichever one's commercials you want to see the most of.
Our business is your pleasure, and our pleasure is your business.
Yeah, I could feel that coming cosmically.
None. Promise.
I mean, you could. You're the guy who runs the commercials during the news.
Not since day 8, we aren't.
Yeah.
What's going on now? Oh, fucking finally.
I can't blame them for having big gaps. Like, those were obviously, like, really involved production sessions to, like, make all of these. There's only so much money. Dave?
Good evening, Alex. It's Bozeman here, your boss. While you're powering up and getting the adverts loaded, I thought I should just tell you that we've had one of those public information films from the government, and it's mandatory that you play it. You still have a free choice for the other two, so read those tape labels carefully, but make sure you play the advanced advert, preferably in
I say fuck you, I'm not gonna do it. This is likely to be the last broadcast we do. What do you think?
Oh, how's it going with Steve? Why are all men such...
Which...
That well,
They want the advance ad. I say screw that.
No. Sorry, are you saying he chose his imaginary friend in the sky over you?
I don't know why I talked to you.
You're probably just a really awful date.
10 seconds, everybody. Like I said, all of you.
Did your personality accidentally slip out?
Pricks. Going in 5, 4.
Did you at least play the commercial of the business you have money in?
I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
I have no idea.
I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories today.
I paid no attention.
Uncooperative. A mysterious symbol appeared overnight on thousands of buildings throughout the capital.
Tonight, in an exclusive live...
I'm gonna send this one down the shitter.
Julia Salisbury and Peter Clements.
Yeah, do it.
I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
Critics have been quick to dismiss the graffiti as a publicity stunt, or an act of frustration by a tiny, disorganized group of those who will never, under any circumstances, be content.
We shall overcome. Trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now, doctors Ingrid Svorsborg and Horgensvoord and David Wong announced today that they're considering two possible options.
With two of the finest minds in science working together, hopes are still high for the eventual return of the team to dry land.
While both options are still on the table, support seems to be growing for a daring escape attempt. If a group of fungus experts can't fix the most advanced craft ever conceived by man, then who can?
Bearing their opinions, the formerly rich are fighting back with a naked protest.
Our very own Robin Short was on hand earlier today when this new protest group first presented themselves.
Spokesman Wentworth Somerset Bentley said today, "They've had the shirts off our backs. They might as well have the rest of it too." And while it's easy to laugh, perhaps we should all just be pondering how desperate the formerly rich are to regain their power.
Table for two. Johnny Hamsleeves and Tiffany Lamour were spotted having a private moment out at lunch today.
The popular couple have certainly been on a roller coaster since they started dating late last year. And this image is sure to place them firmly back in the tabloids.
Johnny's secretive hospital visits have had the rumour mill churning. I think it's safe to say that they're not looking at his school report.
Is this once celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sport?
And onwards and upwards. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them, Remington's Fist CEO Sophia Remington today announced a brand new product that already has the markets buzzing with interest.
This groundbreaking product came as quite a shock when it was revealed earlier today, though its critics are sceptical that the young CEO can fulfill her promises.
When only a Flard will do, you need the Flardmaster 5000. That's the slogan accompanying the announcement that has rocked the construction industry this morning. The breakthrough device for aiding in installation is sure to change the way we see the humble Flard.
With that exclusive Prime Ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon coming to you live from the first annual Sports Board final.
You won't want to miss a second of tonight's National Nightly News.
Yeah, 2 of each. Someone look into it. For now, try not to drown. Going in 5.
First tonight, after the Christmas horror caused by Mr. Snugglehugs, we have an exclusive interview with one of the victims.
Poor 7-year-old Timmy Tadlock, like so many of those affected by the Christmas bloodbath, has spent the last 3 months undergoing a series of reconstructive facial surgeries.
Joyfully, he spoke for the first time since the tragedy. Tonight, he talks to us.
Before we go to the interview, however, this station would like to issue a full and frank apology.
Oh, yes. Marjorie!
Martin!
Where's the train I bought when we went to play
Snugglehugs. That our publicity, the sheer scale of this tragedy, and now upwards of 8,000 casualties, might have been averted.
I'm sweating.
Sorry.
In future, we will do better.
Now it's over to Robin Short at the Tadlock family home. Robin?
Thank you, Megan. I'm here with Mr. and Mrs. Tadlock and their 7-year-old son, Timothy. Thanks for spending time with us today.
Yes, well, you're bloody lucky we're spending any time with you at all, after what you lot did. Irresponsible. I mean, whose idea was this anyway?
It's all right. It wasn't your fault. As you can see, Megan, there's still a few open wounds here. I'll check. Hello, Timmy. Can you see me?
Mummy, who's that lady?
It's the lady from television, Timothy.
Oh, you really are just tanking this.
I'm the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason. Look what happened to you. You had just unwrapped Mr. Snugglehugs, hadn't you? Was he under the tree?
Yes, I could smell him already. He smelled like... I was so excited. I ran up to my room and gave him a big hug. He was so soft and warm, like our cat, before he got in the way of Daddy's Porsche.
Jolly cat had a death wish.
And what did Mr. Snugglehugs say to you?
He blinked his real action eyes and said, "You're my very best friend." but I sure wish Mrs. Snugglehugs was here, and she can't be for just $89.99. And then it's the general error, 41.
And is that when he burst into flames?
Careful.
Oh,
And
dear.
then he exploded.
Oh, look, I've asked you nicely.
And am I right in saying that one of his real action eyes is now permanently embedded in your cheek?
Yes. When I took him in at night, it glows through bandages. I know it's under there.
Staring at me.
Yeah, some of the other children have started calling him Timmy Three Eyes. And with his glasses, that's 5.
It's too many eyes, Robin.
And what's the last thing you remember before the darkness overtook you?
He looked at me with his one eye and laughed.
Jesus Christ.
It sounds very traumatic. Do you have nightmares?
All right, that's quite enough of you two coming in here with your camera trying to make a buck out of our suffering. I won't have it.
Mr. Tadlock, just a couple more questions. Timmy, do you think you will ever be what we can call
No, you've had your
normal
question.
Jesus Christ.
And now look. Oh, you've made him cry with all 3 of his eyes. Calm down,
Do you think your parents will ever really love you again?
Right, that's it. Enough.
Jesus Christ.
My God.
Your poster, your favourite poster.
Many victims of an indescribable tragedy that has shaken our nation.
I'm bleeding, am I not?
Thank you, Robin. Harrowing stuff.
And many questions to be answered by Sophia Remington in the coming days and
I think I'm blacking out.
This is around.
So, Jeremy,
I need a pill and a drink.
they're spotting a
Oh my
dangerous
God.
toy.
Well, Megan, experts advise to always check for the new advanced mark, which guarantee a level of safety and quality.
Yeah, can we just get a close-up on camera 3 here? So if we take a look at this National Nightly News mug, you should see the mark just on the base of it there.
In the wake of the scandal, the government were praised for their swift response in bringing in this set of stringent checks and new products.
It certainly is good to know that someone's watching out for our families. When we come back, our very own Patrick...
Oh, you really are taking it, huh?
She's very good.
Who?
Megan.
Yes, yes.
Watch your back, Jeremy. The women are coming.
I'm more worried about this water dipping into my head.
Alex, Bozeman, we're getting reports in that naked protesters might try and spoil the sports board final by waving their fleshy bits about.
Good.
Try and make sure you don't broadcast
Oh, Lord.
it. It's 6 p.m. for God's sake. No one wants to see fannies on the news. Bozeman out.
Is it over?
No, not yet. I'm just having fun with the censor button on the ad.
It needs it. This is a completely wild ad.
Well, that's what it says.
Yes, I understand that, but I always say welcome back.
I think we should just keep it as it is.
Well, of course you do. I've got one hack line.
What's that supposed to mean? I didn't write it, Jeremy.
That's all right, fine. Jenny, there's something wrong with the auto cue.
10 seconds.
Oh, I just felt a drip again. Have they not fixed this?
I want to see us fry. It's good for the ratings.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolf. Coming up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime Ministers about their exciting new healthcare facilities, transition centres.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely right, Jeremy. But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon, who's reporting live from the...
I could put a tie on, I could look a bit scruffy, I could sit in the chair myself, but no.
Sports Board. Patrick?
That's right, Megan, you joined me live here from the final of the first annual Sports Board Championship. It's been a hotly contested competition so far. I think it's fair to say these two have been dancing around each other all season. First up, we have Ellie Striker. She's the more experienced of our 2 players today. Striker has got an accuracy of 7, a danger rating of K, and a 12-month driving ban. Striker's known for her signature move, the Orangi Hamster. And facing her tonight, hoping to prove himself with a career record of 12 outs, 14 finishes, and a divorce pending, it's Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy, the Fingernail Harris. Just waiting on the ref now. The slapping ceremony is taking part. Still going on. And,
Striker, go first.
Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin. Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brain. Stupid. Eddie Striker. Nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nerves show. Not after last time. On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Not a bad shot there from Harris. Back to Striker.
This is insane.
All right. She's gone to sort of throwing it under her legs. Not bad, if you ask me.
Don't know why you complaining. To Harris.
Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Back to
What?
Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth two in the bush.
Move back.
I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? Oh no, and Harris is not going to be happy with that. So really not a good start there for Tommy Harris in round one. We can only hope that round two treats him a bit better. But first, of course, after the argument with the ref section, it's time to change ends. Now we have the ceremonial changing of the ends. And of course, now they go back to the starting positions, as that makes sense. Striker giving it large.
Second round, double. Harris.
Wins round two now with Harris. Okay, we seem to have some sort of streak on the pitch. Apologise if we broadcast any of that stuff. She appears to have slogans across her breasts and arse. Try and ignore all of that. Security, I'm sure we're going to take them out as soon as possible. Apologise if we broadcast any of that. As I said, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible.
You're doing okay. I see. Well.
Because it's quite an eyesore, and women's bodies, yeah. All right, great. Okay, so back into round two now, and Harry's absolutely determined to close that massive gap. Eddie Striker. No, it's just some of the tightest play I've seen ever. Harris. And was that a fitted thumb screw? We haven't seen that since the heats. What a brilliant move. Back to Striker. And we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That is, of course, the ground sound. Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket. I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical mastering display here absolutely blooming jaw-dropping. The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head. And Harris is having an absolute shocker. What a miserable start there for Tommy Harris. But he is a late bloomer, of course, we've always said that. And after all, it is a game of two halves. 4 rounds and 7 subgenres. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. Sponsored by Remington's Fist.
On my whistle, on my whistle.
Nice piece of music here to start the half-time show. Okay, another posh protester loose on the court here. We can only apologise for that. We'll do our best to shield you from having to look directly at it.
Bullshit.
Running around here with his genitals on display for all to see. And ruining what was shaping up to be quite the dance interlude there. Now he's thrusting himself in Harris's face. Security's on it. And the bucket has been knocked over. I cannot stand it when the bucket gets knocked over. Hopefully he'll get taken out now. Genitals flying around for all to see. Really, if you ask me, not Sunday morning television. And out of there, hopefully taken away, never to be seen
And they're
again.
still straight-faced. Incredible.
We cannot be in the final pose.
And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket. I wouldn't like to call that one. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these two players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Not bad. Well, that ball boy's giving me the eye all day. I don't know what's going on there. Striker there, not a great start. She looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around. Back to Harris here. God, what I wouldn't give to be that ball. I'm all right, ladies. Tommy Harris. And it dribbled down his arm, which is actually a really good move, because, of course, if it dribbles down his arm and goes on the floor, it's not going in the bucket. Back to Striker.
How the fuck does this work?
You're not supposed to get it in the bucket.
That's what I...
Striker's gone for the animal bonus there, but of course, perhaps... And yes, Harrington's counted with a tiny bell. That is wonderful play. Of course, we've seen that before. Look at her face. She is absolutely gutted. What a mug. That could have been the clincher. What a massive shame.
Harris receives possession now.
Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 battles. So, here we
Wow.
go. Tommy Harris.
This is so esoteric. The writers must have been pissing themselves laughing writing this.
I might be pissing myself if I wasn't trying to actually make a good show. Now that I don't give a shit, it's pretty funny.
Ellie Striker. And she's let the nerves get to her. What the hell was that? You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, like, I mean, this is a mess now. I don't know.
Ooh, here we go, here we go. Here's the real television. Here we go.
Yeah. Why would people be not tuning in for this? Like, everyone's like, the British for you. Then again, they're spoiled. They have like a newspaper where there's always like a topless woman on page 6 or whatever.
Yes, very good. Take them away. Bloody wasters. Absolute wasters. Oh, jog on!
This is the mime round.
It's an absolute bloody... Okay, and now we're going to go into the final round. And of course, as it's a Tuesday, the final round is a mime round.
Why is a newscast broadcasting an entire sports thing? If you can even call it this.
Shot there from Harris, who really could go in there at this point. Really high-level play here from 2 absolute juggernauts of the sport. The bucket getting moved back to its proper place. About time, if you ask me. She's juggling it around from her hands. And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And now she's and she spat it out. She did the egg spit. So a wonderful move there, quite late on.
Illegal spit.
From Striker. But she's in it to win it.
Harris's ball.
On it like a car bonnet. Tommy Harris here, having a bit of beef. And he's peeling it as if it were a banana, which is an interesting move. Not sure if he hasn't had his potassium or what's going on today with Harris. And he's trying to... And the banana was the ball! What a fantastic move there from Harris. Unfortunately, that is the end. What a pathetic... There we go, Jeremy, that is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a lump. We just have to wait for the referee now to announce it to make sure it is all official.
Contestants in, please. And the winner of the first annual Sports Board Championship is...
Everyone! Okay, the ref has decreed once again a win for everyone, including me as my 15th win in the Sports Board Championship. I'm going to be celebrating tonight with my wife and children. Another wonderful victory for me. Here come the on-site security to collect their medals, their 6th and 7th respectively.
Uh-oh.
And thanks again for watching the Sports Board Championship.
Turn the power off, maybe? Oh. Huh?
I guess the electrified buttons were, something.
Did you touch them?
Yeah, I was curious.
Oh.
Whoops.
I see. Well,
so apparently
you probably
that's a thing.
Shouldn't have touched it. I didn't think I would have had to tell you that, but...
Well, I was curious if there was actually a failsafe for that. I guess there was.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, shit.
Well, it's 9:50.
Overall thoughts.
I think it's very funny. I'm kind of glad that I'm not the one who has to play it, because for me, I'm getting to watch this the way you would if you were just doing a watch through.
Right.
So I kind of get it either way.
And I mean, as far as streaming games go, this is actually a really good watcher's game.
Yeah, I mean, we add very little to it. In fact, the less talking we do, probably the better, to be honest.
Pretty much. I mean, I let my fingers do the talking with the cameras and the bleeper button.
That is true. I'm pretty sure this only gets more political from here on out. So if you're not in the mood for that, then I guess I can't recommend it.
I was hoping for a greater density of broadcast work than I actually got.
That does surprise me, that there's so much in between.
Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna make this a one-parter and listen here, Volty, you've been watching too many of the late night streams.
Heh. Do you want to recommend a Let's Player who you think has done a good job, or like who are you thinking of watching?
I don't even know who that would be. I haven't even gone as far as the research yet.
Yeah, none of the people I've watched. Actually, that might not be true. Let me check. I'm gonna do a quick.
Let me actually get out of this so we can.
No, they did a similar game, but not this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this and let another channel do the full play. This was certainly good for A, 1 week worth of show, and B, to make up for the horrific train wreck that was last week.
We just failed to have any fun between the two of us.
We really did.
But this week was a lot better. I had a good time.
So did I. I did get a perfect score on my very next playing of the Dracula game, though, so I'm happy with that permanently now.
I am glad to hear that, because that was a real...
wasn't your speed.
No, and it was a hilarious first run. Even I know that that's not supposed to have gone that bad.
Yeah, Renfield didn't kill anybody. The only one out of the 6 who died in the book was Quincy. And that was a self-sacrifice in order to defeat Dracula. Jonathan and Mina then named their kid after him, Arthur, Van Helsing, and possibly Seward, but I'm not positive.
That's funny.
But yeah, anyway. Volty still doesn't know who Fang is and why your wit is sharper, but it's been fun nonetheless.
That's very kind of you to say. It was a misremembered Shakespeare quote, and I'm too embarrassed to tell you what it is because I misremembered it that badly.
But yeah, Wit was my first partner in this little thing that I do here.
Let's see. So next week, do you want to do the story-rich, like, Explorum Simulator? Before You Forget, I believe it was called?
Yeah, I'm done with that.
Alright, I'll make sure that's ready.
And you're running that, yeah?
Yeah, I actually have another game I want to do. It is called... it is called... Where is the button that would show me this? It is called World Next Door. If you want to try that, it's a little bit visual novel. It's a little bit... It's like, visual novel with, like, a puzzle battle in between the way how you, like, solve disagreements. But I believe it was by a studio headed by, Black artists, or maybe it's a publisher who works with black artists a lot. It just looks like a really fun, creative idea, and I wanted to support a smaller studio, and it was on sale for a pittance.
Yeah, I'm cool.
So
I'm cool
I
with
thought
that.
I would give it a try.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I might do that one first because I'm a little excited about it.
Yeah, sure.
I think the puzzle battler part is probably going to be a lot more fun to play than to watch, so I don't know if we're going to do it for more than one stream, but we'll see.
And then there's me, who strives to make commentary out of everything I watch, so...
Yeah, you can fucking sports call my puzzle moves. Because your opponent is on the board with you at the same time, so it definitely feels like some sports game.
I'd be very happy to try.
Games. Yeah. So why don't we do that next week? That'll be over on my channel, which is twitch.tv.com/witsharprthnfang or whatever.
Link is already in the stream chat.
Okay, good, because I fully can't remember how Twitch styles itself.
Mm.
Um,
And if you're interested in seeing me play with Wit's fiance Kuro, that's on most Wednesday nights. It wasn't last night because I have a thing every first Wednesday of the month, but next week will certainly be there.
Kuro is working through Ocarina of Time, one of her very favorite games.
Mm-hmm.
Not her favorite Zelda, that still belongs to Majora's Mask, but one that she was very excited to play because I got her an Elgato for Christmas.
But Majora's Mask, I believe, has come out at this point.
That may be... I don't know. I'll have to ask her.
It's on its way. It's on its way at the very least.
Yeah, I'm sure she would be psyched as hell to play that for you, too.
Absolutely.
Her channel is twitch.tv/KuroGabe, KuroGabae.
Already in the chat.
She's very funny, and I love her a lot. And it is time for me to begin the process of going to bed.
Indeed. And I need dessert. So, I'm Alpha.
And I've been Wit.
And see y'all tomorrow night when Mongo and I go back to the tabletop sim. Bye-bye. And go fuck yourselves because we don't care about sign-off. Bye.